This is Pioneer Public, a segment where we introduce the most interesting people on campus to their community. The Globe's Carly Bonk has this profile.
Hey Point Park, I'm Carly Bonk, co-features editor at The Globe. I'm joined in studio by senior civil engineering major Emily Madden. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. So civil engineering, how did you get interested in that at first?
Yeah, I think my love for kind of math and science kind of formed more in like middle school and high school. I was kind of trying to figure out what was exactly for me, and I kind of realized that English and history and other majors weren't really for me. And I kind of realized I did enjoy the math and sciences. So it was kind of just a process of elimination and just kind of figuring out that, I kind of like the STEM field.
And STEM is a program that people are really pushing more women to get involved in. How would you say people can go about getting women more involved in these fields?
Yeah, I think definitely, recently the push for women in the STEM fields is huge. There's a lot of stereotypes nowadays where, the math and sciences are more of the man's or male's kind of aspect where, there's not really a lot of females. So I think that need and, just kind of applying for more scholarships and, just kind of drawing them into that as opposed to more of the, arts or, anything like that, and kind of breaking those stereotypes is, trying to pull them in is really, really good.
Mm-hmm. And as a senior, I'm sure you've had an internship so far at Port Authority, correct?
Yeah. So, Point Park's really good at applying for internships and helping you connect with people and getting involved. And I was lucky this past summer to have an internship with the Port Authority of Allegheny County right downtown, and it was great.
And tell us a little bit about what that involved from your day-to-day.
Sure. The Port Authority of Allegheny County, they operate the inclines, the buses, and the T. So from day to day, Pittsburgh, a lot of people rely on it, getting to and from work. So we just deal with a lot of like maintenance, dealing with, all the rails and the buses and just kind of making sure everything was up to par and, satisfying the customers and as far as all the, engineering stuff. So a lot of hands-on activity and getting to learn some real world stuff that came out of it.
Mm-hmm. And Pittsburgh is, you mentioned, very reliant on civil engineers. Would you say growing up near Pittsburgh had a huge influence on your field and why you chose that?
Yeah, absolutely. Pittsburgh's kind of known for our three rivers and all the three bridges and, everything like that. We're a very old city, so, our need for structures and bridges is very, reliant and prevalent. So, bridges are always going to be needed. So I think, in the back of my mind, that kind of helped influence my decision, and Pittsburgh kind of helped me make my choice in civil engineering for sure.
Mm-hmm. And was there a teacher that might have influenced that drive for entering a STEM field in high school or middle school?
Absolutely, yeah. My seventh grade math teacher, Mr. Francia, he really influenced me. He made math really fun and kind of broke down hard concepts, and I think that's when I really started to appreciate math as a whole. And then later in life, he also became one of my golf teachers as well. So I think, in both fields, he was just there for me in a lot of ways that I appreciate now.
And branching off into golf, you have a scholarship here for golfing. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have been awarded a scholarship to golf here at Point Park, and it's been a blessing to be able to pursue my golf career as well as, getting an education in engineering, means a lot to me. So kind of balancing, student athlete, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work and a lot of pressure, but I'm enjoying it for sure.
And what made you interested in golf to begin with?
As a kid, I used to play softball, but then growing up, I kind of realized it wasn't for me. So I had a family member, one of my uncles, kind of introduced me to golf. And, once I took it more serious about the sport, I kind of really liked it, and it really clicked for me. And, the rest is history. And I've been playing since, I think, sixth grade now. So it's been a lot of years and a lot of work, but I love it. So it's great.
It's definitely a sport that you can carry on throughout your life.
Absolutely.
Is that one aspect that really drew you in?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a lifetime sport, so I don't really have to worry about, fatigue or age or anything like that. And plus, too, I think being a STEM major, the math and science and physics behind golf is kind of interesting to me as well. So it's kind of the best of both worlds almost. So, yeah.
And you mentioned earlier how being an engineering student and a student athlete can be difficult. What advice do you have for time management for students that may be drowning a little bit?
Yeah, time management is, key. I think coming in as a freshman, it was a really hard transition in a lot of ways, going from, college to high school to college, and then, a student athlete as well. But communication is key also, just kind of communicating with your coaches and professors and just letting them know ahead of time when things are coming up, and time management, figuring out when to practice, when to study, all that stuff. So it takes a while to adjust, but once you do, it's a good payoff.
And as a senior, do you have some plans coming up? Do you have a job that you're eyeing up possibly?
My only goal right now is to get a job. I'm willing to relocate or stay in Pittsburgh because I love Pittsburgh. So just kind of, see what's out there and, see what happens for sure.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and good luck with the rest of your last semester.
Thank you.
And good luck in the future as well.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
No problem. For more Pioneer Public profiles, visit our website at ppuglobe.com. Thank you.
Connect with the Globe on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at PPU Globe, and always online at ppuglobe.com.